For weeks we didn't have test kits. We got test kits and then they ran out of swabs. We got swabs and they don't have the reagents. And now we're using some tests that take 5, 6, 7 days to get back. So we are a long way from universal testing. We're a long way from doing the kind of massive environmental testing that South Korea did. That's what allowed them to get ahead of this, is to know what the patterns look like and who's likely to get it. And then you can triage people as they get very ill and head to the hospital. But we're still operating way behind this virus.
And Secretary, I don't even know how to ask this, but what do you think about the emerging Kill Grandma caucus on the right, about how some Americans should sacrifice so the rest can go on?
Well, I find it pretty stunning as a grandmother. I think it's very personally. But beyond that, stock market. So the stock market is more important than human life, which is what he seems to be saying very clearly. I find to be the most immoral statement I've ever heard out of any leader. The safety and security of the American public are the most important jobs any president has. And I think the notion that somehow it's really okay if some people die, this virus is somewhere at the low end 10 times as lethal as the flu. At the high end, it might be 30 times as lethal as the flu. 50,000 people are going to die this year of the flu. And somehow these folks are saying, well, it's really okay if we have 500,000 people die from coronavirus. I don't find that okay. I don't find that acceptable. And I think everything in our power we need to exercise to make sure people are safe and secure.
The president has been talking about an Easter break from the coronavirus, self-isolating and other measures. Do you feel that's overly optimistic?
Well, I think it's really stupid. The notion that he wants to see packed churches on Easter Sunday is really a death sentence. I don't understand if he just is paying no attention at all to the briefings he gets on a regular basis, if he's not looking at the data. I don't have any idea what the conference is come out of his mouth. But I think it is a very dangerous statement to make, because there are people who will follow that lead. There are people who will, attend the church service because the president told them that would be fine to do, and gather in large groups. And I find that to be just shockingly ill-informed and dangerous.
The U.S. death toll now is at about 1,000, and you see these certain areas, highly populated, just being overwhelmed.
You bet. And I think that what hasn't happened yet, but will happen, unfortunately, as this spreads, is while we see some densely populated areas on the coast who might have had their waves at the beginning of this, and nobody is through that wave yet. When this hits rural areas, it's going to be even worse, because in many rural areas there are almost no ICU beds. There are not the kind of healthcare providers that can be called and mobilized in urban centers. There's not the ability to say, okay, Ethel, if we don't have a bed for you here in this hospital, we'll send you a mile away to the next hospital and you'll get a bed there. That doesn't exist in most of rural America. A lot of people are without internet service or without transportation services. So we have a problem where the numbers may be smaller, but the health risk can be considerably higher. And the aging population is much more dense in those rural areas of America than in cities, which has a much more mixed population. So we have a situation where, while rural communities may feel a bit isolated right now from, the chaos out in New York City, once this virus begins to circulate in smaller communities without the kind of health workers and the ICU beds that are available, we could have a significantly higher death toll.
Kathleen Sebelius was Health and Human Services Secretary in the Obama administration. These days, she is a strategic consultant in healthcare. Kathleen Sebelius, thank you so much for joining me. Wonderful to talk to you.
Well, good to talk to you again. Take care.
Really appreciate it. Coming up in just a few, we're going to check in with Sam Brody, who's covering Capitol Hill for the Daily Beast. But I wanted to mention the president has been making a lot of this country's testing rate. He says we've tested more people than any other country, and he's been tweeting it, and he led off his briefing with it yesterday. The U.S. has performed more coronavirus tests than any other country. And it's true, but not on a per capita basis, which means the percentage is very low. The United States has performed a little under 500,000 tests. South Korea, recognized for their testing capacity, has performed about 365,000 tests. And you think, wow, okay, but the U.S. is so much bigger than South Korea. The U.S. has about 330 million people. That means about 1,500 tests per. That right now, the idea of sheltering in place, riding it out, don't go back to work, social isolation is winning in America. That argument is winning over get the economy back up and running. So that number, 74%, yes, support a national quarantine. 66% in a Reuters poll said they are avoiding large gatherings. So that's also a very important number. And an Economist YouGov poll finds 64% of adults say they are personally worried about the coronavirus. And so NBC News notes that for all the attention on the slight bump for President Trump in some polls, a bigger story is public opinion. Americans are overwhelmingly prioritizing health over the economy. That's of right now. That's up today. Or circumstance may change. Anyway, coming up in just a few, we're going to check on the Hill. Nancy Pelosi saying, hey, maybe a Friday vote on that relief package. But first, not sleeping well these days? Yeah, I feel ya. Why would you buy a generic mattress and sleep on it when it was just built for everyone else? Helix Sleep built a sleep quiz that takes 2 minutes to complete, and they use the answers to match your body type and sleep preferences to the perfect mattress. Right now, as we know, good sleep hygiene, getting a good night's sleep is so important. Laying awake, worrying, tossing and turning, not sleeping enough, getting up with aches and pains, and it actually lowers your immunity. It's really good at any time, but especially in difficult times, to get a really good night's sleep. Check it out. Go to helixsleep.com/POTUS. Take their 2-minute sleep quiz, and they'll match you to a mattress that will give you the best sleep of your life. Helix Sleep was even awarded the #1 Best Overall Mattress Pick of 2019 by GQ and Wired magazine. They have a 10-year warranty, and you can try your mattress out for 100 nights risk-free. Helix mattresses are shipped right to your door, and they'll even pick it up for you if you don't love it. And right now, Helix is offering up to $200 off all mattress orders. You can get up to $200 off at helixsleep.com/POTUS. That's helixsleep.com/POTUS.
As the White House, Congress, and the CDC respond to the coronavirus pandemic, we're here for you with the very latest information. This is POTUS, Sirius XM Channel 124.
Bring heart-pumping hits, an inspirational instructor-curated playlist
You gonna push through it?
into your home with SoulCycle Radio on the Sirius XM app. Now free for most subscribers. Download it today and stay motivated while you stay safe. Just take a deep breath. Let pressure go. SoulCycle Radio on the Sirius XM app and on Channel 4.
It's 2020, and you've got big plans for this year. Now all you need are the right software tools to make it happen. But how can you find the right software tools with the right features at the right price? Find your software match with softwareadvice.com. We guide you to your top software options in 15 minutes or less. How does it work? We connect you with a free software advisor who'll talk to you about your business and recommend the best choices for you. Plus, find all the research and info you need to make a confident decision, including amazing software pricing guides, buying guides, digital tools, tips, and more on softwareadvice.com. Software Advice is the fastest and easiest way to find software. And best of all, it's 100% free. We made the software search easy so you can spend more time on the more important stuff. Software Advice. Get real advice from real people. Visit softwareadvice.com/talk to get your top software recommendations for free. That's softwareadvice.com/talk. Softwareadvice.com/talk.
I'm Julie. This is Sirius XM's. I'm Julie Mason. This is Sirius XM's POTUS channel. See, I'm so casual now because I'm not in the studio. I'm doing the show from the couch. So now it's just first name basis only. I'm Julie. Let's bring on Sam. Sam Brody is Daily Beast congressional reporter. You can follow him on Twitter at Sam Brody. Can I call you Sam? Sam?
Absolutely. That's okay.
I'm really glad to hear it.
They're just not inclined to, generally speaking, I will say, Senator Paul was not there for the vote last night, so it's unclear, whether he would have, how he would have voted were he there. But in the House, you have these people who really, represent different corners of the ideological spectrum. Thomas Massey is the guy who votes no basically on every piece of spending legislation. He's a hardcore libertarian, and he's saying it's ridiculous that the House would basically voice vote one of the most significant bills that has ever come through Congress in the modern era. Whether he wants to, bring up that noise to force literally everybody to come back is another question, or whether he just kind of wants to make his point and let it go.
Yeah, I guess we'll see. He told a local radio station that you take $2 trillion, divide $2 trillion by 350 million people, it's almost $6,000 for every man, woman, and child. I'm talking about spending. This won't go to the men, women, and children. So you have a family of 5. The spending bill represents $30,000 of additional U.S. national debt because there's no plan to pay for it. Got it.
Yeah, I mean, this is sort of like the train has left the station on the national debt discussion on Capitol Hill. I mean, you have overwhelming, 96 senators, everybody from Bernie Sanders to Tom Cotton and Ted Cruz last night voting for this package, and all of them will say, look, this is an extraordinary time, and whatever your concerns about the deficit, they believe something has to get done. What others will point out too is that interest rates are so low right now, they think the government should be spending even more, borrowing even more to stimulate the economy, which is something we could see like an infrastructure package down the road, because Congress knows it's going to have to probably drop even more bills to respond to the coronavirus stuff.
I wonder about all this stuff, if it doesn't do any good. I mean, it seems like they're doing the right thing, obviously. I mean, you can pick around the edges at it, but obviously something needs to be done. I just wonder, 10 years from now, is this going to be the new vote for the Iraq War? You know what I mean? At the time, that was a time of urgency, too, and people were on board, and only, crazy-eyed outliers were against it, and then it came back to, really, years later, still be campaign issues. You voted for that. Big things.
Right, and with the 2008 bailout, too. I mean, that's something that I talked to members of Congress who were there then, who voted in favor of the bailout, who now go, that's one of the worst votes I've ever taken in my career. But it was an emergency at the time, and it was the best option at the time. So, I mean, who knows? There's real provisions in here that could become, this is a massive bill. This is a 900-page bill that has $2 trillion in it. There's all kinds of different provisions in here. And who knows how some of them will age. But, I think regardless, we talk a lot about the payments, the direct payments to people, but there's $500 billion of funds here for, big businesses, small businesses that are struggling and laying people off, and provisions to help them keep people on payroll. So, I think most people, they're scared about that 2008 vote. They didn't want this to be another bailout. And, I think there's some signs it could not be that, but we can also look back and say this was not nearly enough.
Sam, you were looking at the bill from a different perspective for your reporting in the Daily Beast. You wrote about it's a massive lifeline for everything except democracy, not enough money in the bill for the integrity of the November elections. What did they end up with, about $400 million or something?
Yeah, so they ended up with $400 million, which sounds like a lot of money, and to be clear, it is a lot of money. But when you compare that to the task, which is most people believe that the coronavirus. I mean, it's already significantly disrupted our election. States are postponing primaries, all that kind of stuff. Most people believe, this is lawmakers and experts, that around $2 billion is needed to ensure that every state can conduct its elections this year, regardless of what the coronavirus situation is. So that's like establishing vote by mail or like early voting provisions that let everybody vote regardless of what's going on. And so $400 million is way short of that. So it raises questions that people have been asking for the last couple of weeks, which is, are we going to be able to pull off the November elections, or is it going to be hugely diminished turnout? Are people going to be able to get to vote? What about old folks? So people are hoping this is something that could get addressed in some of these later bills, but right now, $400 million may not cut it.
No, it doesn't sound like enough when you think of like 50 states, right? No.
Right, and vastly different standards about how they administer this kind of stuff. Some of the states that, went, and we're talking about like Arizona and Florida and some others, they were the last primaries to go, where you saw some pretty troubling reports of, let's just say, like less than ideal social distancing. And, who knows what things will look like in November, what the situation will be, but you got to think with something as important as the election that steps should be taken to make sure that people can vote and also not have to think about risking their health.
Sam Brody, Daily Beast congressional reporter. You can find him on Twitter at Sam Brody. Sam is self-quarantined because of exposure to Senator Rand Paul. Sam, thank you so much. Wonderful to talk to you. Stay healthy.
Yeah, thank you. You too. Appreciate it.
Take care. Let's go to the clips, shall we? Lawmakers on Capitol Hill anticipating Friday. Kevin McCarthy was asked about what about some of the bogus items in the bill?
Leader, ever since details came out about this bill, there's been a lot of criticism about erroneous items being put into it for the Kennedy Center, things like that. But you touched on it a little bit about voting requirements. Some are saying that voting requirements that House put in